During a recent episode of her Give Them Lala podcast, Vanderpump Rules alum Lala Kent shared a surprising update on her relationship with Kristen Doute. As fans might recall, the pair had a fallout in late 2023 when Lala accused her former castmate of failing to defend her during a live podcast taping. "So you guys know the ups and downs that I have been going through with Kristen Doute," Lala began. "The reason she and I fell off originally, which was like a year and a half ago, there was a girl who used to be on Shaws of Sunset who was commenting on me as a parent and as a person. And Doute, in my mind, didn't defend me. Whether that was true or not, I still to this day do not know. You have to remember, I had my hormonal goggles on." Lala, who was pregnant with Sosa Kent at the time, expressed her frustrations to the Valley's Brittany Cartwright, who then relayed Lala's comments to Kristen. "I went to Brittany and said, 'Kristen's dead to me.' Brittany tells her, and it escalated things," Lala recalled. Lala Kent and Kristen Doute reconnect through a mutual friend. The mother of two said she and Kristen didn't speak in the following year, but mentioned each other on podcasts and TV appearances. Lala recalled trying to connect with Kristen around the beginning of 2025, but her efforts were unsuccessful. "During her pregnancy, I have been reaching out a lot and not getting a response. Totally fine," Lala said before revealing a positive turning point. "Then she started warming up, and I was getting a response." Lala said she and Kristen reconnected over a mutual friend's baby shower, which was hosted at Lala's Los Angeles home. "The day before the shower, I got a message from her," the former SER hostess revealed. She said she was debating coming to the shower because she didn't know if it was appropriate for her to welcome herself into my home with where we've been, but she wants to be here to support their friend Meredith. Lala said she sent Kristen a lengthy response and took full responsibility for their feud. "I do feel like our fallout really was only my fault," she wrote to Kristen. "I said, I want you comfortable, so if you're not ready, I completely respect that wholeheartedly," she continued. "But just know you're always most welcome in my home." And she came and we refollowed each other on Instagram. Lala Kent gives mom tips to pregnant Kristen Doute. Lala said she has since given Kristen a few mother-to-be tips and recommendations, including the perfect PJs for your hospital bag. Although Lala acknowledged she and Kristen still had a long way to go, she was really happy they were able to rekindle a friendship. "I'm sure it's gonna be a slow roll," she admitted. "I'm glad that we could make it right before she gives birth, because I missed out on most all of Shay's pregnancy because we were beefing. I can't help but think I'm the common denominator with these things. Hey, admitting you have a problem is the first step. I've taken a step back in life and really evaluated." Lala Kent reveals pre-cancer diagnosis. "I cried." The comments came shortly before Lala was diagnosed with a precancerous eye growth. The Utah native shared the health update on May 14, about 2 months after noticing discoloration in her eye. Lala said the abnormal spot eventually turned into a small bump, which her doctor biopsied. "So I got a text from the doctor," she said, "that it is precancer." Lala recalled in an Instagram story. She said, "I want to start you on chemotherapy drops. Now, I know that sounds terrifying." "I cried, obviously, because the moment you hear that word." Lala told viewers she would do the chemo drops for a week, stop for 3 weeks, and repeat that cycle for a total of 3 months. "God willing, it kills all of the cancerous cells," she said. "If it doesn't, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it and talk about surgery." Great! Here's a creative story based on the real-life drama and reconciliation between Lala Kent and Kristen Doute. This will blend reality with a fictional narrative arc, character depth, and emotional beats to match a 5,000-word story. Because of its length, I'll break it into sections. Here's the beginning of the story, and I'll continue with the next part upon your request. Where the lavender grows. Fractures. The morning sun spilled across the hills of Los Angeles, painting Lala Kent's Spanish-style home in gold. The air was uncharacteristically quiet, punctuated only by the sound of her daughter Sosa's laughter echoing from the playroom. Lala sipped her mint tea slowly, her fingers nervously scrolling through her phone. No message. Still. It had been months, no, more than a year, since Kristen Doute had gone quiet. Their last real interaction was a half-hearted wave across the stage during a Bravo podcast event, an event that spiraled into whispered betrayals and a fallout that Lala, in hindsight, wasn't proud of. "I had my hormonal goggles on," she'd admitted to Brittany over cocktails one night, her voice trembling not from the tequila, but from regret. Back then, during her second pregnancy, everything felt exaggerated. Comments hit deeper, silences felt louder. When Kristen didn't rise to her defense as she was picked apart online by someone from Shahs of Sunset, it felt like a betrayal, a thunderous one. But now she knew better. Lala turned off her phone and looked out over her yard, where lavender bushes bloomed in stubborn defiance of the concrete jungle. In a few hours, her home would be full of laughter and clinking glasses as they celebrated Meredith's baby shower. And Kristen might show up. The lavender invite. The text came at 10:17 p.m. the night before. "Hey Lala, I've been thinking. I'm not sure if I should come tomorrow. I don't want to make things awkward or disrespect your space, but I want to support Meredith. I'll leave the choice to you." Lala's heart fluttered with something between relief and anxiety. She stared at the message for a long time before she replied, her fingers moving slowly, deliberately. "I want you comfortable, so if you're not ready, I completely respect that wholeheartedly. But just know, you are always welcome in my home. I miss you." It was the truth, somewhere between the reality TV chaos, motherhood, and her own stubborn pride. Lala had realized she missed Kristen, her laughter, her chaos, her strange brand of loyalty. Kristen replied with the simple, "I'll be there." Baby showers and new beginnings. The air was thick with vanilla-scented candles and soft instrumental covers of Taylor Swift songs. Meredith was glowing, surrounded by balloons and boxes wrapped in pastel paper. Lala was pouring champagne when she caught sight of Kristen at the gate, clutching a small pink gift bag and wearing a nervous smile. Their eyes met. Kristen raised a tentative hand. Lala smiled and walked over. "I'm glad you came," she said, pulling her in for a hug that was awkward at first, but warm. Kristen exhaled into her shoulder. "Me too." The day flowed easily after that. No one asked questions, no one dug up the past. They exchanged quiet jokes, shared a plate of macarons, and even took a selfie. That night, they followed each other again on Instagram, a tiny digital olive branch. The quiet conversations. In the weeks that followed, the door stayed open. Lala sent Kristen a list titled "You Actually Need in Your Hospital Bag Asterisk" and included her favorite PJs. Kristen sent back baby name ideas. They didn't talk about the past much, just the present and the future. Until one afternoon, after a prenatal yoga session, Kristen spoke. "I never meant to hurt you, Lala. That day, I froze. I thought silence was neutrality. But I get it now. Silence was an answer." Lala nodded, eyes wet. "And I was unfair. I made you a villain in a story I wrote in my head while hormonal and scared. I'm sorry too." Their hands found each other on the couch. "Let's just be better." "Not perfect, but better," Lala said. Kristen smiled. "I can work with that." The eye. Just as peace began to settle in, life threw another curveball. It started with a shimmer in her left eye, a strange discoloration she noticed while applying eyeliner. Over days, it turned into a small bump. Lala saw a doctor, expecting nothing, but then the call came. "Precancer," they said. "Chemotherapy drops." The word hit like a truck. Kristen was the first person she called after Randall, and Kristen showed up with Thai food and a Netflix crew. They sat on the couch in silence for a while, the kind of silence only real friends could share. I cried, Lala admitted. Like ugly cried. Kristen nodded. You're allowed, but you've got this, and I've got you. Lala looked at her and smiled. This time, I believe you.